Hi, I'm JP and today I'm going to do a 20-minute workout designed to build muscle strength, increase bone density, and I would love for you to join me. Today all you're going to need is a rowing machine and a dumbbell. The heavier the better. Let's do this. Okay gang, so plan for today, we are going to be working explosively on our machine and with our dumbbell. So first up, we need to get well warmed up. Let's do that. Let's go feet on top of our rower. Just leave the monitor as is. Let's grab the handle, let's take some strokes. So we'll start off just about 2 minutes of rowing, nice and simple. And as we're going here, we're going to talk about our session. So for the workout itself, we're going to work for 20 seconds and rest for 40 seconds. We're going to alternate between the rowing machine and our dumbbell. And with our dumbbell, we're going to be doing a movement called a dumbbell snatch. Now, this 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off ratio is going to allow us to have twice as much recovery as work. And what that means is we're not going to accumulate as much fatigue, which means when we are working, we can work at a more intense level. And with that extra intensity, we're going to recruit more muscle fibers. We can work a little bit heavier with our dumbbell. So we're adding a little bit more load to our body. And we'll talk about why that's beneficial. And all in all, we can work on building a powerful body, i.e. strong muscles, nice dense bones. Because there are very few tasks in life that won't benefit from having more power behind them. It's going to make your overall fitness better. It's going to make you feel stronger, more athletic, less stiff. It's a win-win-win. Okay, about 10 seconds to go here. 3, 2, 1, and handle down. Okay. So because we're working explosively today, that's going to require a lot of work from our posterior chain, our hamstrings, calves, bum, back, the whole shebang. So let's start warming that up. I'm going to get you to come to the back of the rower and sit as close to the back of it as you can. From here, we're going to set our feet on top of the seat. We're going to lie back. Now hopefully Lily doesn't come lick my face. And from there you can put your hands on the floor to help you lift your hips up, and we'll pull those heels into your butt. Okay, we're just going to go through about 20 reps, nice and slow and controlled. If this is super duper hard, the lower you keep your hips, the easier this is. The higher those hips go, the more those hamstrings are working. And with your hands, you can even feel your butt. Make sure you're getting those cheeks nice and perky. I think I've got about 5 reps left, but I maybe forgot to count, so we'll just see how it goes. I mean, they're getting pretty toasty here. Lily, by any chance have you just seen a postman? It's just a postman, Lily. It's okay. Okay. Let's hop ourselves back on the rower. Hey, on the rower. Another minute, and then we'll move to our next exercise. Oh dear, Lily. So as we're on the machine here, good opportunity to practice hands away, body over, and slide. So our postman is called James, and Lily really likes James. He actually doesn't have a problem, but she just can't see him. It's okay, Lily. Nice. So through today's session, not only are we going to be using a lot of our posterior chain, but a lot of our core. 3, 2, 1, handle down. When we're looking at powerful movements or heavy movements, a lot of the force, all of the force comes from our core. Starts at our core and then it moves out to our extremities. So we're going to pick up that dumbbell. You're going to stand, feet either side, just under your hips, sorry, and just stand tall. Okay, so as I'm standing here, the weight is pulling me over, but I'm going to stand straight. So I'm firing up the obliques up one side here. It's just priming my core muscles. It's a good opportunity here to practice standing strong. Legs are locked, bum is squeezed, tummy's tight. And we'll swap it over. Now for reference here today, I'm using 20 kilos. I'm a big boy. I don't expect you to use that amount of weight. Equally, I could probably do this workout with 30 kilos, but the only thing around here that's 30 kilos is Lily. So I'm not going to be throwing her around. I'm just going to use what I've got. Another 5 seconds or so, priming those core muscles. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back in the rower, another minute. Oh, I totally forgot to start my watch. Alright, grab the handle. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Nice, so those primed muscles, let's try and engage them here as we row, keeping them on as we tilt forward. There, keep them turned on. That way, when we push with our legs, we're pushing against a wall. And that wall is built through the abs, obliques. Nice. If you're not really sure what's going on there, you can think about pulling your belly button into your spine, and then as you push your legs, you're pushing into that belly button. Into the belly button. And one last time, into the belly button. Okay, so we're going to go back to our dumbbell. The movement we're building to here is a dumbbell snatch, which kind of looks something like that. Just a little bit better. So next step, we've primed our core. We're going to get used to picking it up off the ground. Now, you've all seen health and safety before. We're going to stand either side of the dumbbell. We're going to keep a nice straight back. I'm going to squat ourselves down. When we get most of the way down, we'll need to twist that torso just a little bit. And from there, grip the dumbbell, then stand and squeeze the butt. Nice. We're going to do 10 reps on each side. Really trying to squeeze your bum, lock your legs, and form that nice tall shape at the top. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, let's do the same on the other side. Hips nice and low, little rotation, and squeeze. It's tempting as we go here to just kind of reach over, but when we're trying to move at a very high intensity and powerfully, is a very unpowerful position. It's very hard to support that, and what you tend to find is that's when things go pop. Nothing's going to go pop today though, because we're going to warm up everything, prime the movements, and we're going to give ourselves appropriate rest so that working at intensity is going to be just fine. Back in the rower, another minute. Now you might feel those legs a little bit now, like they've worked, and that's good. We want that. as you can feel them at the start of the stroke, try and push those knees down first and then swing through. Knees down, then swing through. We're not trying to push the bum back first, it's the bum and the shoulders. But if our core is squeezed and we push the knees down, the shoulders will just follow those hips. 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, so we've picked the dumbbell off the floor. We're going to be going overhead with this thing, so we want to make sure our shoulders are nice and prepped. So, I'm going to pick it up, and from there, we're going to think about shrugging and punching overhead. Now, that was very hard. So I'm going to use a little bit of my hips, a little dip, to help me drive that up overhead and back down. 3, nice, still aiming for those 10 reps. 4, 5, 6. You can tell when things require a lot of effort because I struggle to speak. That was ridiculous. Okay, other side. Grab that handle, little dip, and drive. Now you've maybe heard before that locking out your legs or locking out any of your limbs is bad for them. Oop. That's not true. It's actually incredibly good to engage the muscles enough that we straighten our limbs fully. We maintain that nice full range of motion. I think there's 2 more. Nice. Lovely. And down. Okay. Back in the rower. Another minute. Now, what it tells me, the fact that I cannot just lift that up over my shoulder without using my legs, is that I'm required to create a lot of power. If I could just lift it with my shoulders, which are relatively weak, it's not going to have the right stimulus on my body. We want load, because load encourages our body to make more dense bones. Especially as we get older, super important to have as much density as we can, because it stops our bones getting brittle. So if we do fall over, they're not just going to break. 3, 2, 1, and down. Now that's not to say you put it off until you're at the stage where you need density. You try and build as much as you can as early as you can, because it's always going to decline. So you want to start from as high as possible so the decline is less bad. Great English there. Okay, so on our dumbbell, last thing is we're going to stick those 2 things together. We're going to start down low with those hips, push off the floor, and explode overhead. I'm going to do 1 on that arm, 1 on this arm. Nice. And each time I'm being really deliberate to start with a nice straight spine. I'm not trying to like reach down there. Let's do 5 on each arm. Nice. Now these 2 movements, the dumbbell snatch and our row, are actually interference exercises. They are the same. It's rapid extension of the hip to create force. in this bottom position. It's a squat, just like our rower. So that's why we need that little bit more rest. If we went straight from the rower to this, it's like doing the same exercise twice. Whereas here, we can keep a little bit of variety going from exercise to exercise. Need to watch out for that pull-up bar. Okay, I am doing an awful job today of keeping count, but I know that I feel pretty warm, definitely getting out of breath, heart rate's definitely up there. The last thing we need to do is just practice a little sprint on the rower, because 20 seconds is effectively just a sprint. Now, how are we going to do that? We're going to strap ourselves in. Don't worry about the screen just yet. Get those feet nice and tight. We're going to start with a full stroke. So we're right up here. And it's just that super patient drive and swing. That extension of the hip. We're going to do 10 big strokes. Flying forward. Ready? Let's grab the handle. Tension. Row. Nice. Now, depending on how fast forward you went will depend on how long your 10 strokes took. So if yours took longer than mine or less than mine, don't freak out, okay? In the workout, we're working for time, so we don't need to worry. The more competent you are with the movement, the higher you can get that rate. And then whenever you get even more competent, you probably find you're a little bit more efficient, slightly slower. Okay, let's go. Menu. Select workout. New workout. Intervals. Intervals time. And it's already flashing 0-1. So we just press the minus button and that brings us to 20 seconds. Beautiful. We just press that arrow button until set rest time is flashing. If we press a plus at that point, it then says undefined rest period or undefined rest time, maximum 10 minutes. That means after we've worked for 20 seconds on the rower, it's going to count like a stopwatch, and that can keep us right on our dumbbell. So 20-second sprint, 40-second rest, 20-second sprint on our dumbbells. I would suggest you do 10 seconds on one arm and then 10 seconds on the other arm. Beautiful. Let's press the tick button. And for this kind of sprint stuff, you can go calories per hour or split per 500. I'm going to do split per 500 just to see what things are at. Okay? Oh boy. Grab the handle, tension, row. Woo! Nice. How'd you feel, gang? Now, if you're used to doing like a longer stint on the rower, or you're kind of new to this, you're maybe not used to using your muscles that much. Maybe sprints feel uncomfortable. That's okay, that's normal. That's not to say that we shouldn't do it. In fact, we should. We want to build those muscles strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Three, 2, 1. Change arms. Three, 2, 1. Okay. Now, if that's a new movement to you, you won't necessarily be used to moving quickly through it. That's okay. Today's a chance to practice. As long as it's heavy enough that we're having to really work to lift it overhead, we're going to get some super gains today. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. Press to continue, press that arrow, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Ooh. Oh boy, that is spicy. Nice. Nice, just flushing out those muscles after it. Because we're working sprint here, our body is working anaerobic, so without oxygen. That process creates a lot of lactic acid, and that's going to start building in the muscles. So we're not going to do a whole pile of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice. Three, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1. Nice. If as we go through this, our output starts to drop, that's us pretty much benefiting from the session. Nice. Now, when I'm overhead, it's tempting for that weight to stay away from our body. We want to pull it in nice and close, so your biceps touching your ear. So we're stacking it over our body. 10 seconds. Let's press that arrow to continue. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Big drive. So when you add this sort of speed and intensity, you can't really be thinking a huge amount about technique. So ideally, we already have that down. If not, don't freak out, still going to benefit. But what I would prioritize then is squeeze your tummy. It's going to give you a nice solid base to work from. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squeeze those legs. Squeeze your bum. 3, 2, 1. Change arm. And time. Nice. Now, you've maybe heard before that lifting weights is going to make you massive, make you bulky. It's not. I promise you, it will not. It requires so much testosterone in your body to do that. I am 30. My body still produces quite a lot, supposedly. And I struggle to get any bigger than I already am. My body just kind of sits here. Press the arrow. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice. Especially for ladies, you just need to eat so much and lift so much and inject so much that you don't need to worry about getting bulky. If you're carrying a lot of body fat and you start to increase your muscle mass, I mean, yeah, your size is going to increase, but if you just lost the body fat, that would solve all the issues. Not only would it improve your health, oh dear. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Change arms. Nice. Not only will it improve your health, you'll feel better, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, you'll be getting compliments left, right and centre. Okay, we have one more of each to do, rower and dumbbell. Let's try and keep that output nice and high for this last little bit. Great work so far. 10 seconds. Press that arrow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Oh, my legs are fired up now. Jiggers. So we've done awesome work so far. Think of our fitness here like a pyramid. We can build a broad aerobic base, but by building a nice high peak, our ability to sprint, produce power, we actually raise our aerobic capacity up. Last set on our dumbbell. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Change arms. Time. Beautiful. Whew. Now, I would highly suggest a bit of a cool down, whether that's stretching, walking, or a light row. Click one of those. I've got a couple of videos down in the description you might find perfect straight after this, help wind you down, get you ready for another awesome session tomorrow. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you need help with your workouts at home, subscribe. I'll see you next time.